What's good, 2K crew? There's been a lot going on in the NBA 2K community lately, namely the release of patch 1.03, which, among other things, lowers the barrier to get pro dribble moves to only having a rating of 80 for your ball handling. So that's really good news for a lot of builds, including the one that I'm going to be showing you today, which is my LeBron James build. And trust me, we're going to be working on those pro dribble moves, we're going to be getting those contact dunks, and we're just going to be taking over in general. So stick with me and enjoy this LeBron James build. All right, so we have here LeBron Pendis, small forward, right-handed, jersey number 23. I'm kind of going old school. In fact, I'm even going to run this build on the Cleveland Cavaliers, just like good old times. And also, since this build is not going to be the best shooter, it's kind of like a flashback to his younger self back in Cleveland here. So we'll go ahead and continue. As far as the build is concerned, guys, we're going to drop down here into the playmaking and finishing pie chart, yellow and blue. Pick that one. And I went back and forth on this for the physical profile. I considered this one the agility and vertical, since LeBron has an insane amount of athleticism and can really get up. However, I think that this first one with the max speed is actually better for this build, partly because we are going to increase the weight, and that will allow us to get a little bit more strength. And with this other one, if we increase the weight, we're going to take too much of a hit on speed. So I think that the agility one is really the way to go for this LeBron James build. So take the top pie chart, the speed pie chart for that one. Let's get into the attribute distribution here. We're going to go max out, close shot, driving layup, driving dunk. We're going to take standing dunk to a 55. All right. Shooting is not going to be great, guys, but it's going to be serviceable, especially once you max this out to a 99. Remember, we're adding +4 to all of these. We're maxing out middies, 3-point. Actually, we're maxing out everything as I look at my notes. Playmaking, max out pass accuracy and ball handling. You'll see that gets us to a 79, guys. So we're right there as far as dribble moves are concerned. We're getting those pro dribble moves. Once you get this build to a 96, you'll get that +1, you'll be good to go. Post moves, we're going to hit that up to a 68, and that will get us 26 playmaking badges to work with, which is fantastic. And then on defense, we're just going to go 40 on interior, perimeter defense max, lateral quickness max, steal, we'll take this one to a 71. And then nothing for block or offensive rebound. Then you're going to max out defensive rebounding. That'll use up all of the attributes and get us 5 defensive badges. So of course there are ways to max out the other categories, get more finishing badges if you want, by decreasing your defense attributes. But I think it's important to have some defensive badges. I would go at least 3, so you can get gold clamps. But this is the distribution that I like, and this gets you to, I believe, 59 badges. Okay, yes. After doing the math, it is 59 badges for this build, which is amazing, and it gives you so much versatility. Even with the poor shooting attributes in general, having 12 shooting badges will actually make you much more consistent and allow you to hit those mid ranges at a decent clip. So I think this is going to be a really, really strong build, and will be very reflective of a younger LeBron James as well. Moving along, guys, we will choose our body shape. I'm going to choose defined for LeBron, but choose whatever you'd like. And then for the height, he is 6'8", but you'll see once we go to 6'8", our ball handling drops down to a 73, which essentially will take us out of reach for getting those pro dribble moves, unless we want to really sacrifice on our wingspan, which we don't want to do. So we're going to keep this at 6'7", so just an inch shorter than LeBron is listed. And then for the weight, LeBron is listed at 250. Since we are an inch shorter, we can go a little bit lighter than that, but we're going to push this up a little bit. You'll see that strength is going up. And we're going to stop here at 240 because at 241 the speed drops one more tick. So stop here at 240. You see here you have an 84 speed, 82 acceleration, 61 strength, which is actually pretty good in this game, knowing that a lot of the builds are going very low on strength. So this is a great distribution for the physicals. For a wingspan, we are going to knock this up to 87, guys. And at 87, you will have the elite contact dunks off rip, which is fantastic. There's no impact here on the ball handling. So again, once you hit 96, you'll get those pro dribble moves. So this build is going to be extremely versatile, especially once it's leveled up. And once it is leveled up, you'll have that 74 mid-range, which is decent. You're not going to be shooting many threes with this, but this build is primarily going to be used for playmaking and slashing, and it will be able to defend a little bit too. So I think this is going to be a really strong build. I encourage you guys to give it a try. The takeover, my recommendation would be slasher, because that does boost up several attributes as a very strong takeover and fits the build as a slashing build. So take the slashing takeover, and this will bring us to a facilitating finisher, which is totally appropriate for this LeBron build. Shades of Latrell Sprewell, DeMar DeRozan, and Brandon Ingram, not too shabby at all. So we're going to jump over into the badges. I'll get those all set up for you so I don't waste your time. And then I will share some of the gameplay that I've recorded for you guys. Okay, so when it comes to the badges, we have 59 badge points to work with. Let's start here with finishing, where we have 16 upgrade points, and we'll drop in 4 for contact finisher. So we'll do Hall of Fame contact finisher, Hall of Fame fancy footwork, Hall of Fame slithery finisher, so you have those on lock. Then we got relentless finisher on silver, and then bronze consistent finisher, bronze lob city finisher. If there was one change that I might recommend here, depending on how you play, who you play with, I might take off lob city finisher and knock up relentless finisher to gold. So that's one consideration, but this is what I have it at for the build that I was testing. So moving along to shooting badges, we're going to focus on these 4 badges, all gold. Catch and shoot, flexible release, and guys, remember, flexible release is more important this year, given that the shooting timing is more difficult. I'm recommending this badge, and even in the test that I did, this was very helpful. Hot Zone Hunter, and then Range Extender. And also remember, for Range Extender, this isn't just for the shooting builds, so they can shoot so far out beyond the 3-point line, although it does do that for those builds. It also works for builds that don't have a lot of ranges, and you see with the description, extends the range from which a player can effectively shoot. So this also works for players who are more solid mid-range shooters like this build. So this is a good one to have as well. All right, so moving along to playmaking, we have a lot to work with. I guess we'll just go by rows here. So we have Hall of Fame downhill, because you know LeBron is, once he gets that head of steam out on the break, he's very fast. Dimer Hall of Fame, just so we can get those teammate boosts going. Break starter, because we will be getting more rebounds with this build. Bailout, just because you need to have a bailout pretty much for any playmaking build. Handles for days, and Space Creator. Both going to help a little bit with our ability to create for ourselves and our teammates, and also keep our energy high while we're at it. Quick First Step Hall of Fame is a must, and Needle Threader, just make sure that we can lace those more difficult passes. And Stop and Go, this will help, especially in conjunction with downhill and Quick First Step. Just keep the defense on their toes. You can play a little bit shifty with these kind of badges on. So I think this is a nice distribution of playmaking badges. 3 Hall of Fame, 3 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze. So pretty solid from a playmaking perspective for this build. Now we're on defense. We have 5 badge points to work with. Throw 3 on clamps for sure. Then you have 2 more to work with. I often like to drop these badge points on Intimidator. I think that Intimidator is still a really good badge to have. I put them here on Rebound Chaser because I think with the LeBron build, you want to have that triple-double threat kind of build, and Rebound Chaser will help you contribute on the rebounding side of things. So I think that's a good place to put it for a LeBron build. And that's the badge distribution. Thanks again for checking out the build, and I'll be back soon with another NBA 2K21 build for you. Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll be bringing you more build videos, players both past and present, and giving you more creative ways to play NBA 2K21.